This is the Wiiviewer
And the LilWiiviewer.
and we're gonna review
Arms.
for the Nintendo Switch. So we're just gonna go over the whole thing because there really isn't that much to this game, is there?
The combat itself is pretty deep, but like the game, like the content you're able to enter, it's a little shallow. I mean, what you see on the main menu is what you get. There's like one little hidden mode, 1 versus 100, but it's besides the point. What you see is what you get. It's not like Smash Brothers where like there's 7 different menus of stuff you can do.
Well, they say there's gonna be content in the future.
They say there's gonna be fighters in arms.
Actually, what I think they said was, depending on how popular this game is, the more they'll give more DLC to it. But it ends up dying. They're not going to make a lot of DLC for this.
I don't think they'll be adding any modes because they didn't add any modes to Splatoon other than the ranked modes.
Now, we've already kind of done a review on this when we did the Test Punch. Unlike the Test Punch video, one of us at least played with the motion controls.
I wonder who that was, because it certainly wasn't me.
Now, I kept asking him, like, you going to play with motion controls? And what was your answer?
I avoided it like the plague.
You didn't even give it a chance.
Absolutely not! I think for a fighting game, you cannot risk the chances of motion controls being wonky or gimmicky that a game of this caliber and this competitive is. It's the same reason why I avoided it for Splatoon, even though that both of the games supposedly have good motion controls.
I will tell you the motion controls are fine. You tilt left and right on your Joy-Cons to move left and right. You tilt them together to block. You use the L and R buttons and the ZR buttons to do your attack or jumping or dodging. And then you punch forward to throw out your arms. And it worked perfectly. There was no complaint from me.
The only thing that I think that motion controls have superior to actual controls, the controls you should be using, is the fact that curving punches in motion control is way easier than it is on the controller.
Would I ever really pick that as my main control? No. I want the Pro Controller. I tried it out. It was a novelty. And I beat the game using the motion controls.
You beat it on level 1.
It's still beating the game.
No, beating the game is level 4.
So sorry that you could be at level 4.
It's not an accomplishment. That's what they want you to do.
I beat the game at level 1. Let me live in my happiness that I actually beat this game. Level 1. Level 1. Woo! So the whole gimmick in this game is that you can switch out your arms and use them to beat your opponents, but the arms have different abilities.
Every character starts with 3 different arms. What you see is what you get. There's no hidden arms or anything. When you go to unlock arms, you're unlocking arms from other characters to a specific character.
But you have to have a certain amount of, what would you call them, coins?
I guess.
You get them from fighting matches or playing rounds or just participating. It's slow to get them.
I wouldn't say it's slow. An hour of playing in party mode can get you easily like 100.
Ooh, 100.
That's a medium timer. That's 50 seconds, I'll have you know.
Yeah, and then you can collect as many arms as that show up.
Which is on average, like for a medium timer as stated before, like 5 to 6.
So you can unlock arms that you normally couldn't use with the character that you're picking.
Right. I do find it rather annoying that because each character starts with 3 and there are in total 30 arms, that is 27 different unlockables for 10 different characters. So you have to unlock all 270 arms to be able to have the creativity to choose your favorite combination, which is a bit ridiculous because you can also get duplicates.
How come when you unlock an arm, you can't just unlock it for all the characters? Is it only size for that one person? No, that's not right. Now, what do you think of the characters themselves?
The characters were great.
Yeah, they were fine. To me, they were all the same. I wasn't real big.
How dare you? Are you telling me that there's no difference between Min Min and Bite and Bark? Or even DNA Man? Or Helix?
Sure, that's exactly what I'm saying, because I suck at all of them, but...
Completely unrelated question. Are you blind?
Well, sure, there's actual physical differences. The main problem I had was I never quite understood what each of the arms did. I wish that it would scroll over and say, this arm does this, or this is a medium punch. I wish it did that. I'm guessing. I know after a while you'll figure it out. It's just, I wish it would just tell me in the menu when you were picking the arm you want, what it did.
When you choose your arms, it does tell you.
No, it doesn't.
Not during the game, but like when you're outside of the game.
Oh, goody, when I'm outside the game.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you're picking your arms, you should be looking at the descriptions, don't you think?
Oh, you mean when in the main menu?
Yes.
No! Like when I'm in a battle with the 3 main arms that you get. I'd like to know the differences on the fly between those 3 main arms.
But why? You have to choose those arms before you even go in. That means
No, there's some of the arms come standard.
I know, those are the ones that come standard, but I'm talking when you actually have arms.
I'm not. I'm talking about the actual game itself and the 3 arms. I like to be able to know on the fly what I'm picking and not just having to randomly choose them. Because that's what I had to end up doing. I don't know what this tracker means. I don't know what this dragon head means. I might as well just hit random like, I want this one.
The arms are really simple to understand, though. That's the thing that you're not getting.
You're right. I don't get it because I don't agree with you.
You're also really bad at video games, so that's besides the point. Your point is invalid.
That has been very clear throughout these last 10 years. I am not good at games. I couldn't even beat Ninja Breadman.
No one could. There's really not that many types of arms. There's the standard boxing glove. There's the big boy spiky ball looking things. There's the Slap-O-Mander and the Slam-O-Mander or something like that. The weird.
Are you gonna go through all 30 arms?
No, they're the tentacle
What's
arms.
your point? I get the names.
The tentacle arms, and then there's the tri-shooters. That's like the only thing besides like the shields and the hammer that one time, but that's really it. The arms don't really have that much of a difference other than the type that they are. The fire, electric, explosion, blinding, which I think is only on like 1 weapon.
Now, there's a single-player game, but it's like, so, nothing. Beat 10 fighters and you're done. It's not like Splatoon where there's a single-player game.
Yeah, but I don't know what you really wanted from a fighter. Most fighting games have a system like this. It's not supposed to be a super in-depth system anyways. It's supposed to be a thing that you can pick up and play, and then when you're done, you can slide it off to another time, because it does save your progress if you have to leave in the middle of a match, which is good because you can go into Grand Prix while queuing for a ranked match. So you're not bored. It's just supposed to be there as a side distraction.
And you can play with up to 4 different people.
In the Grand Prix, you can play with 2, and everything else you can play with 4 in like 3 different modes.
That's what I meant. There's also like the versus mode where you can play against other people
Right.
or the computer. But we should probably also talk about the online.
Which is really the only reason why you'll be buying this game. If you're not playing the online, you're playing this game wrong.
The online was interesting.
Yeah, it was very good.
I did like how quickly you could get into matches and how it really mixed up things. Like sometimes you're playing volleyball or you're playing hoops. Or you're just playing a 4-on-4, or you're playing a boss fight.
I mean, personally, I didn't like that because I'm a purist.
You wish you could only go into fighting mode?
I don't really wish that because that's what ranked match is for. But I don't really like hoops and volleyball and especially target smash or the practice range thing. Especially headlock. Headlock is a dumb mode.
I thought hoops was fun.
Yeah, but it definitely encourages not being proactive and just waiting for your opponent to screw up.
How were you in the battles in online?
There wasn't any problems with online. There was only one time where I was disconnected, and I think it was my fault. Like, the internet was pretty shoddy where I was.
Is there anything you really didn't like about the game?
There are a couple things, but it's mainly just nitpicking. The game definitely encourages staying back and waiting for your opponent to mess up, which can definitely lead to some not very fun gameplay. And then at other times, the opponent wants to go for your face, and then you have to adapt to their play style and you have to change it. But really, the game encourages sitting back and basically playing artillery from the sidelines and just trying to hit them. The specials can sometimes just be, you're winning the fight, and then all of a sudden, you throw a punch, miss, and they're gonna just delete your health bar, and you're gonna have a bad day.
Because you can power up and get special moves.
Right. I'm not saying the specials are ridiculous. I found in the beginning they are a pain if you don't know what to do. Block or dodge.
Wait, should I write this down? Block or dodge a punch?
Oh, okay, so the thing is, the best time to use your special is when the opponent is attacking you, because then they have nothing to do against you. They just have to take the full punishment. If you screw up, it is the worst feeling ever, just watching all your punches just get blocked or dodged and there's nothing you can do. It's very hit or miss. I like Bite and Bark a lot, but that dog never wants to listen to you. If you want to jump up on that dog will run away from you. That dog has a mind of its own.
Alright, little reviewer, arms. Would you buy, rent, sale, or skip?
What's the price?
$60.
60 sale. I would say sale because this game is $60, which is a lot of money for a game that I don't even know if I will be playing in like a week.
So what would you price it at?
Like 40? I would go lower than that, but the thing is that I think a game should be fairly priced to a game's standards, so $40. It makes sense.
I say sale as well for the same exact reasons. This is a sport game without a lot of sport in it.
That's a good way to put it.
While Splatoon had very little content at the beginning, at least it had a single-player game that was actually worth something. this really doesn't have much to it. And I know they're going to be adding stuff to it, but I didn't like it when they did it in Splatoon, and I don't like it when they're doing it here.
Well, I think Splatoon was a game that you could sink your teeth into quite nicely to the unlockables. But in this game, the unlockables are stuff you already have.
But it was easy to unlock guns in Splatoon.
Yeah.
It is a grind to do it in ARMS.
And there are ways to make it better, like play the character you want to get ARMS on. I feel you get more that way. But
of course.
It's just, unlocking ARMS is so unsatisfying.
So we both say sail.
Yeah.
Now, before we go, I do have to say that you will be leaving for a few weeks.
Yeah, I have to skip town.
Cops are funneling on you?
I gotta run.
So both of the boys are leaving for the summer, so the reviews are all going to be from me for a while. So, you want to say anything before you go?
Don't miss me too much.